Hi, fourth graders. This is Miss Ellis, and today I'm going to be teaching you Lesson 712. Students practice converting between fractions and decimals to solve number stories. First, we're going to do our mental math. Remember that if you don't have your slate, you can use a piece of paper and a pencil. So you're going to write the equivalent decimal on your slate. So please write the decimal for 36 hundredths, 87 hundredths, and 19 hundredths. Feel free to pause me until you have your answers. All right, let's move to the next slide. So this should be a review for us. 36 hundredths, 0.36, 87 hundredths, 0.87, 19 hundredths, 0.19. Let's move to the next slide. Write the equivalent decimal on your slate for 3/10, 1/2, and 4/5. Remember that you can pause me until you have your answers. All right, let's move to the next slide. So 3/10 we know is 0.3. 1/2, most of us know is 0.5, but let me show you how I get 1/2. 1/2, I want to make the bottom 10 because I know how to make decimals from tenths and hundredths. So I know that I can multiply the denominator by 5, and whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. So my fraction, 1/2, is equivalent to 5/10, which is the same as 0.5. That's the same thing I'm going to do for 4/5. I want to turn fifths into tenths because I know how to work with decimals when they're in tenths and hundredths. So 4/5. I'm going to multiply the denominator and the numerator by 2 because I know 5 times 2 is 10. Whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. So my new fraction is 8/10, which is 0.8. Let's move to the next slide. Okay, we're going to write equivalent decimals for 7/20, 3/25, and 14/2. Remember that you can pause me until you have your answer. Let's move to the next slide. Okay, 7/20. I'm going to do exactly what I was doing on the last slide. I'm not going to turn 20ths into tenths because that would take some division. So I'd rather multiply. So I'm going to make it into hundredths. 7/20. I know 20 times 5 is 100. Whatever I do to the denominator, I'm going to do to the numerator. So my equivalent fraction is 35 hundredths. And so I can see that it's 0.35, 35 hundredths. I'm going to do the same thing for 3/25. I'm going to turn the denominator into hundredths. So I'm going to multiply the bottom. Think of money. If I have 4 quarters, I have $1 or 100 cents. And I'm going to multiply the numerator by 4. And that's going to give me 12 hundredths, or 0.12. And then my last one, 14/2, I just have to ask myself, since this is an improper fraction, how many times does 2 go into 14? And that's 7 times, or 7 wholes. All right, let's move into our math message. What fraction of a dollar is a dime? So let's think about this. One dime, how many dimes can fit in a dollar? I know that I can fit 10 dimes into a dollar. So 1 dime is 1/10 of a dollar. Let's move on to the next question. What fraction of a dollar is 1 penny? So 1 penny out of how many pennies are in a whole dollar? I know that there are 100 pennies in a whole dollar. So 1 penny is 1/100th of a dollar. What fraction of a dollar is 7 dimes and 8 pennies? Write your answer as a fraction and a decimal. So 7 dimes I know is 70 cents. And 8 pennies is 8 cents. So I know that this would be 78 out of 100 pennies, or 78 cents out of 100 cents that are in a dollar. So 7 dimes and 8 pennies is 78 100ths of a dollar. All right, and let's look for some rationale for our third question. Oh, well, it's coming up. What is the whole for the math message problem? The whole for all of these questions is $1. Now for describe how you name 7 dimes and 8 pennies as both a fraction and a decimal. Oh, I don't think I named it as a decimal, so let's do that quick. I had 78 100ths, which equals 0.78, 78 cents. So 7 dimes is the same as 70 pennies. 70 pennies plus 8 pennies equals 78 pennies. 78 pennies is 78 100ths, or 0.78 of a dollar. 7 dimes is 7/10 of a dollar. 7/10 is equivalent to 70 100ths. 8 pennies is 8 100ths of a dollar. So 70 100ths plus 80 100ths equals, this is supposed to say 8. 8 100ths equals 78 100ths, or 0.78. 7 dimes is 7/10, or 70 100ths of a dollar. 8 pennies is 8 100ths of a dollar. 70 100ths plus 8 100ths equals 78 100ths. So they're doing it in words. 78 100ths can be written as 78 over 100, or 0.78. So there are a few ways and strategies to get your answer, but we all end up with the same result, which is 78 100ths, or 78 cents. Solving number stories with simple decimals. Stores often encourage customers to spend more by reducing the price of an item if it is purchased in bulk or larger quantities. Stores make up for the lower profit per item by selling more of them. So for the math message, we're going to use this little coupon cutout from a newspaper or a magazine. So notice what they're talking about here. If you buy 1 box of tissues, you're going to pay 73 cents per box. If you buy 5 or more tissues, you're going to pay only 57 cents per box. So the company says, we're going to lower the price if you buy 5 or more, but you're going to have to buy more. You're going to have to buy at least 5. All right, so we're going to use this item, the ballpoint pen, which is just a regular pen. What is the cost of the ballpoint pen? So I'm going to look at the ad. The ballpoint pen, the regular price is 39 cents. What fraction of a dollar is that? So I'm thinking about what we just did before for the math message. I know that 39 cents is 39 out of 100 cents that make up a dollar. So it's 39 100ths of a dollar. What is the cost of a pen if you buy 5 or more? So I'm going to look down here. The 5 or more sale. I'm going to pay 27 cents per pen. What fraction of a dollar is that? So just like up here, I know that 27 cents is 27 out of the 100 cents that make up a dollar. How much do you save per pen by buying pens in bulk? So I'm going to just simply subtract my fractions. So I'm going to take my 39 hundredths, which is 1 pen, minus my 27 hundredths, which is my bulk price if I buy 5 or more. And I'm going to get 12. 39 minus 27 is 12 hundredths. And then I say, okay, but how much money is that? I know that 12 100ths is 12 cents out of 100 cents that make up a dollar. So I am saving 12 cents per pen when I buy in bulk. Let's move on to the next slide. Here are answers. Same thing that I just did. We could subtract the fractions, or we could do it in words. 39 cents minus 27 cents equals 12 cents. What is the total cost of a roll of transparent tape and a pad of construction paper? So I see here, transparent tape. They're not talking about bulk, buying 5 or more. They're just talking about the regular price. So I see that it's 84 cents. So I'm doing the total cost, so I know I have to add, plus 67 cents. So I'm going to add 84 plus 67. So I'm thinking of this in cents. If I give them 84 cents plus 67 cents, so 7 plus 4, 11. 8 plus 6 is 14, plus 1 is 15, so 151 cents, which is the same as saying $1, because we know there's 100 cents in a dollar, and 51 cents left over. So $1.51 is the total cost of a roll of transparent tape and a pad of construction paper. So you can do 84 hundredths, this is words, plus 67 hundredths. You can add the decimals. You can add the fractions. 84 hundredths plus 67 hundredths is 151 over 100, which we know equals 1 whole plus 51 hundredths, which equals $1.51. All of these strategies, even the one that I showed you, we're all going to get to the same answer. How much change would you receive if you bought 5 bars of soap at the stock-up sale price and paid with a $5 bill? So let's look at our soap. Our stock-up sale price is 65 cents. So how much change would you receive if you bought 5 bars of soap at the stock-up sale price and paid with a $5 bill? So the first thing we need to know is how much 5 bars of soap would be. So I find it easier. I'm going to turn this into a fraction. I know that 65 cents is the same as saying 65 over 100. And I'm going to multiply that by 5. Remember what I showed you when we were multiplying by fractions? I always put it over 1. And we just go straight across. So I know that 65 times 5, if I refresh my multiplication skills, 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 5 is 30. Plus 2 is 32. So I know that if I go across, 65 times 5 is 325. $100 times 1 is 100. And then I know from the last problem, 325 over 100 is the same as saying how many times does 100 go into 325? 3 whole times, or $3, with 25 100ths left over. And then I know that 3 and 25 hundredths is the same as saying $3 and 25 cents, or 25 out of the 100 cents that make up a dollar. Now I got the first part. How much does 5 bars of soap equal? But I now have to find out how much change that is. And I paid with a $5 bill. So I am going to have to do $5 minus 325. And once I do my subtraction, Remember, we always want to make the same amount of decimals when we're subtracting. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 2 is 7. Bring my decimal down. 4 minus 3 is 1. So 175. The other way that I could do this is I could subtract, if I'm maybe unsure of how to confidently do this with the decimals, I can subtract 5 minus my 3 and 25 100ths, because we learned how to subtract mixed numbers. And then I know that I can't subtract a whole number by a mixed number. I need to make this into a mixed number as well. So I'm going to turn this into 4 and 100 100ths, because I look here to see what my denominator is, minus 3, sorry for that line, and 25 100ths. So now 4 minus 3 is 1. 100 minus 25 is 75. I keep my denominator the same. So 1 and 75 100ths, which equals $1. And 75 cents, or 75 out of the 100 cents that make up $1. That's our answer. That's how much change we'll get if we paid with $5. Okay, and here are different strategies. I'm going to put this PowerPoint up with my lesson, so make sure to go back and look at the different strategies. I always kind of do a mix of some. So we kind of did this first one, and then this one is how it would be said in words. And then we all get the same total result, which is $1 and 75 hundredths, or $1.75. All right, how much would it cost to buy 5 2-packs of night light bulbs and 1 bottle of glue? So here are night light bulbs, 2 packs. And then glue. So we want to buy 5 2-packs, so I can use the sale price because I'm buying 5 or more, so I get the sale price of 76 cents. So let's figure that out first. So I'm going to do 76 over 100 times 5, and I like to put it over 1, so it looks all even. Okay, and then I'm going to do my multiplication. Remember, you can use the rectangle, you can use partial products. I like to use traditional. 6 times 5 is 30. 7 times 5 is 35. 3 6 or 7, 38. 380. So I know that the pack of light bulbs is going to be 380 over 100. I'm going to have to go down a little, which equals 3. Let's keep it like this for now until we figure out the next one. And a bottle of glue. So a bottle of glue is $1.15. So I'm going to keep this like this for now, and then I'm going to change the $1.15 into 115 over 100, because I know that $1.15 is 115 cents out of the 100 cents that make up $1. So I'm going to add these two, 380 but plus 115, 495 over 100. And that's going to equal, so how many times does 100 go into 495? 4 times, with 95 out of 100 left over. So I know that 4 and 95 hundredths is the same as saying 4 whole dollars, 4 wholes, and 95 cents. 95 out of the 100 cents that make up a dollar. So there's my answer, $4.95. Okay, $4.95. This is what we did. This is it in words. So please go back and look at the different strategies. All right, that's it. So please ask myself, Mrs. Kempen, Mrs. Coe, if you have any questions. Remember that for this lesson, the whole was $1, and we were focusing on kind of going back and forth between fractions and decimals to solve number stories, and there are many different strategies to solve each number story. All right, thank you for watching. I will see you next time with our next lesson. Bye.